episode of Every Playlist Tells a Story. I'm Jimmy. Feeling awkward because... Go ahead, Mr. Stranger.
Hi, I'm Todd. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
This is the first time I've introduced when Todd was around, and it's making me it's very uncomfortable seeing you across the way with me in charge.
Hey, Every Place Tells a Story. Come on, turn it on, Jimmy.
And welcome back to another episode of Every Playlist Tells a Story. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Todd.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Laura.
And Laura is here to talk about a very special band in all of our hearts. She's going to have a story about Tool that I know everybody's going to love. Other things we're going to cover. We got a top 5. Todd has a story. That's all I know about it. He's going to tell us a story.
Just TikTok finds.
A TikTok.
I haven't been here for a while, so I've got been collecting my TikTok stuff.
A lot of catching up to do, and I got a recap of a special event that happened up in Wisconsin because we're coming off a Get the Let Out tribute show at the Victory Theater, and there was a little thing called Tribute Island I wanted to talk about. But start out first. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Glad to be in town.
Not so bad.
Yeah, it's a rare moment.
It's a rare moment. I've been moving.
What's keeping you so busy?
Just everything. Every comedy, country.
How many comedians are you dealing with?
Currently 2, but lots of scheduling stuff. So keeping me busy, and then
fall's going to be even busier then.
Yeah, fall's going to be busy. Yeah, it's if they could have 3 of me, I'd be fine.
Is that the problem? Is a shortage of?
Yeah. Well, no, it's just I think particular people like working with particular camps, and I have 3 of them that all have shows on the same days in the fall. So it's figure out which one you want me to go to and figure out who's going to do the other ones. But I'm still advancing everything and getting everything in order. So
I hope it leads to a particular pay raise.
I do all right.
You're doing extra. It seems like you're doing more than you used to.
You know what? It comes in waves, man. The way I look at it is I've got 50 puzzles I've got to put together, and each one of them's got its own due date. And as long as I get them all done by the date they're due, doesn't matter if I work on them all at once or I spread it out.
Okay.
That's kind of how I look at what I do.
And Emily's got the same problem. You setting up a lot of shows for the fall?
Yeah, we've got a lot coming in. A lot of them going on sale at the same time, and then the shows that are already on sale, building offers for those, and it's a good thing. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's good to be busy.
It's a lot sometimes, and you just get a little tired. That's all.
Well, I mean, everybody loves summer mode, especially when you're indoor venue, right?
What summer mode?
Yeah, there's no summer mode. Because Laura's dealing with the replica marquee. Exciting. Coming up this Friday.
It looks great.
The Victory Grand Marquee lighting this Friday, and then...
I think I'm going to be there.
I get a little bit of time just to sort of get my bearings together, but then I have 8 shows in September, not including the Philharmonic Orchestra, so busy return back to the season.
But then after that, it kind of...
October's a little slower, but November picks back up again.
You'd think it'd be the opposite. September would be dead, and October would be...
so many shows, I can't believe it.
See, and we're slow in September, but we're crazy in October.
Yeah, well, that's great. Good.
Yeah. Yes, it
works out
very well.
Yeah.
In case nobody knows, Emily works in a building a block away from the competition, Laura.
She's my competitor.
But you get big production shows, Broadway.
Yeah, we have different things because there is a slight size difference, so...
Definitely.
Yeah, it works out, I think. I like to have a good relationship. Because I'm used to back in the day when we ran all the buildings, so for me it is weird that I'm like my own little island over there. So
there's a lot of dysfunction between now and then, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's different from before.
So much drama.
I don't have any drama.
Yeah. You can read into the silence on that. Okay, so we do have a top 5 this week, and in dedication to Get the Let Out, where Emily has a very exciting picture of her that the band took. Her mom had her arms up there just saying, "My God, it's 1975 again."
Hell yeah!
And then Emily's like, it's 2023, right?
No,
Is it over yet?
Yeah,
are we done here?
I did enjoy the show. I really did.
It was an excellent show.
Yeah, I mean,
mean,
did a great job.
I dare say it kind of beats Jason Bonham out of the water just because you're getting the full Led Zeppelin treatment with the music. Kashmir was perfect. I don't know. It was a great show.
It sounded. I mean, it was theatrically. It was better. Definitely. I don't know if there's a difference.
I get it.
Sound,
Bonham's a storyteller. He's got a lot of stories to tell, and
a legacy.
People are there to hear it. You know what I mean? But this was more just about the music of Led Zeppelin. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, Dry Eyes.
We did.
Strobe lights. I mean,
Yes.
fantastic light show, right?
Yeah.
Seemed like.
It was,
Yeah,
I really
and speaking
enjoyed
of Dry Eyes, that's what brought up this top 5 is songs that would only be perfect if Dry Ice or Fog Machines was activated during the performance of. So who wants to start off with their top 5?
I can start.
Okay.
I think are we going to rotate? We'll just do like one song each.
That's the way you like to do it.
I love that. Yes.
You like going around the table.
I like to. Yeah, it's like Hungry Hippos. I'm going to start off with. I love that game.
That one's a free for all, though. Come on. We have
That's
to be
true.
a
I
little
guess
more
it is.
organized.
Yeah,
Chaos.
okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Everybody throw their song out. I'm starting off with Cinderella. Nobody's Fool.
Oh,
That was
nice.
the first song that popped in my head. I was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where I'm starting.
First song that popped in my head was Black Betty by Ram Jam.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is smoking.
Yeah.
It is definitely smoking.
Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you got another song?
Yeah.
Don't say Smoking by Boston.
Smoking, Boston.
Oh, my God. Now it's like Hungry Hippos. Okay, Laura?
Well, I wasn't prepared for a top 5, but I would say Purple Rain by Prince. That seems like a Dry Ice moment to me.
Well,
Although I do have one more less serious one when you come back around.
I think anything Prince after that Chappelle
yeah.
episode, there was always Dry Ice. Right. Whenever Prince walked around.
Mystery. It's magical.
Oh, man.
My first song would be Dust in the Wind by Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Even
a
in the
nice
video,
one.
they use Dry Ice.
Nice.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Bringing on the Heartbreak, Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Now, why Dry Ice, though?
Because it's got that mysterious sound where it's like slinking in.
Sets the mood, man.
Yeah.
He's kind of lost in the fog because of his love for someone that doesn't love him back. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
You always got to defend it with Jimmy.
I know.
What?
It sticks out.
It's conversation, right? We got to fill time here.
My second one was Metallica, Wherever I May Roam, with that sweet sitar opening.
Oh.
Sinister, yes.
Yeah, feels right.
Gotcha. It's like the doors of hell are opening.
Something, yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go with the serious one this time. I'll do my less serious one next time. I'm going to go with Cemetery Gates by Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same idea.
Yeah, right?
Gotcha. Dreamweaver, Gary Wright.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I just closed my eyes today. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to go with pretty much any Kiss song, but I'm going to choose I Was Made for Loving You.
Yes, Disco Kiss.
Now, is that Paul Stanley without a shirt on or with a shirt on?
With a metal vest, like the studded vest on, the hair
Topless
coming
Paul
out.
Stanley on the B stage.
Are we thinking 80s Paul Stanley or?
Yeah, I want to go 80s, I think.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe, I don't know.
The
Late 80s. When did the makeup come off?
82?
Look
it up.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So a little, let's put the X and sex kind of era there. All right.
I went with Kid Rock, Ba Wida Ba.
Oh,
my.
Nice.
Lights go down, that starts playing, smoke starts filling the stage.
That's the encore, basically, now, right? The final song?
I have no idea.
Seems like that's like always the last song
Feels
on
like
the
it
set.
should. Yeah, it feels like it should be.
Yeah.
I remember when
It's
he
an
was at
oldie goodie
Roberts.
for him.
Yeah.
And he had, who was that little guy he had with him? He passed away since then. It was a sidekick.
Oh, yeah, the midget.
The guy that was in the band, yeah. Little Joe.
Is that
Is that not proper?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
I'm sorry. What do they call him? What?
Little person.
Little person?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Is it Joe C or something?
Joe
like that?
C.
Joe C.
Yes,
yeah.
that's it. I remember I was backstage, and I was in the promoters, going to the promoter's office, and all of a sudden they're like, Bobby, you got a phone call. And I'm like, who the hell is Bobby? And it's Kid Rock. It's his real name. Right. He comes walking in with his dirty wife beater and belly, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wasn't that the Music Mafia thing?
No, that was Big and Rich.
Big and Rich.
Big and Rich was the Music Mafia.
I forgot about that.
Gretchen.
Yeah,
and
around the same time he was alive.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Who's next? Todd?
Yeah. Wait, no, you just did that one.
Kid Rock.
Laura.
Me? Okay. I'll pick another song at random.
You were going to go with a silly one.
I was going to go with a silly one. I'll do it now. No, we'll go with it now.
One.
Here's my silly one. A performance that deserves dry ice. When I actually lugged the dry ice into the back of the theater after sweating myself to death for like an hour.
So it was a real life experience here.
It was, yeah. As I opened the cooler to make sure everything was there, it was like, perfect. Yes.
Nice. There you go. I'm going with Lunatic Fringe.
Oh.
Red Rider.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
That's got the intro is perfect.
A lot of 70s songs, man.
Yeah.
A lot of 70s intros.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Not finding anything from this century. Has there been one from this century yet?
I feel like I've got some strong contenders.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, anything from...
And the eclipse is coming up,
that seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of Meatloaf, Jim Steinman stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
Epic drama.
And I'll make a correction. These aren't from this century. I'm assuming you're talking about the 2000s.
Right.
Yeah, no. But more current than the 70s. I went Tesla Modern Day Cowboy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, good. Thanks for your approval.
Bang, bang, shoot 'em up, so that's Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go Dreaming My Dreams by the Cranberries. Yeah.
Don't know that song.
It's a little obscure. It's on the No Need to Argue album.
How's it go?
Oh, no. Don't make me sing.
Jimmy
that
sings.
That would be the worst.
It's like an Irish yodel, right? Didn't she yodel a lot?
It's a very dreamy, spacey sounding song, so Dry Ice would be very appropriate.
He has a dreamy, spacey sounding voice, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Like lullaby-ish almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I could go any Black Sabbath song. I'm going to go with Children of the Sea.
Yeah.
In the misty morning on the edge of time, we lost the rising sun, the final sign. Oh, yeah. Definitely Dry Ice.
All right. White Snake, Still of the Night.
Yes.
That's I love some White Snake, so.
Yeah, it's like a land shark song. It could be there's a land shark just going through the dry ice, it's slowly attacking the victim.
Tawny Katane, not anymore, but
that's it.
She did.
Oh, goodness.
Getting arrested by the sex police, right?
Yeah, I remember.
That was written on the side of the band.
Main Street Trick or Treats, one of the early ones, probably the second year we did it. We were standing out there with Jimmy, and some woman walking down the street just oozing sexuality. And we're both looking at her, and Jimmy starts fucking singing Still of the Night. And it was, it couldn't have been more fucking perfect. It was great.
I was waiting for her to turn around, take her sunglasses off.
Right, yeah.
Start rolling on cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could have my pouty little David Coverdale face.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
No.
It was nice to dream.
I went Judas Priest to Hellion. Well, instrumental.
The intro to Electric Eye. That's right.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Are
Nice.
we on 4 or 5? That's my last
I
one.
think that was 5, yeah.
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 Okay, I'm going to pick one from this century. Ready?
I'm excited.
2000s.
The token one.
The token one. For me, it's going to be Rise Above It by I Prevail. That's a rock band, in case you guys don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Laura's the youngest member of the group, and the old three don't know what it is.
I'm hoping to slowly educate you on the newness of rock.
Yeah, I gotta write that down. I
The
prevail.
newness of rock. Oh. Need to remember hashtags. Keep forgetting.
Hashtag don't forget rock.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I learned from Get the Let Out. My final one is any song you open your live set with.
Huh?
Could you imagine?
Just any of them?
Because I never would have guessed Immigrant Song, which was the first song.
Me either. I think you were, yeah. We were taking bets kind of in a way, like, what's the dry ice going to get used for?
Yeah.
And the first one you said was...
no quarter.
Right, no quarter,
That's
which makes a whole lot of sense. But he was like, no, we used it on Immigrant Song.
But that was because that was the first song, and that's to hype everybody up. That, Yeah, it's coming.
Well, and let's face it, the dry ice only lasts so long.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Once about 5 seconds in, it just slowly
it's over.
It
dissipates. Yeah.
Dissipates. So I think that's the top 5.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Now we got Todd's story. That's the only headline I have for you people.
Yeah, now just a couple TikTok things I've run across that I don't know if I've shared with y'all or not. The first one is there's this dude named Adam Krueger, Krueger. You know about this guy, the weatherman? I think he's in Texas. No, he's not. No.
You read my mind.
The weatherman from Texas.
Weatherman from Texas. I'll send you some videos. People send in, hey, incorporate songs into the weather forecast.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And it is amazing.
I
want to see this.
That. It's funny.
I've seen the Real Slim Shady. I've seen Hey Ya. He's done Bohemian Rhapsody. He's done Jump Around. Just today, I saw Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Yeah, follow him. He's a lot of fun.
What's his name again?
Adam, Krueger. Adam Krueger.
Okay.
I'll pick one of them and put it on the socials or whatever.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's so much fun.
Awesome.
And then I'm stealing this story. I'll also put this one up there. It was a post as a video from Flick Clips, but it's basically from the Seth Meyers show. So there's this dude, William Novak, Phoenix, Arizona. He gets a group email that's titled Angelo's Bachelor Party, inviting him to a party in Vermont for a guy he doesn't know. Most of us would delete, sorry, you got the wrong person, whatever.
He takes him up on
This guy hits reply and says, count me in. So the guys who sent the invite respond, you aren't the guy we meant to invite, but you sound awesome. Get your ass to Vermont. And I'm paraphrasing a lot of this. The story's much better. This guy doesn't have a lot of disposable income, so he starts a GoFundMe page titled, Help Me Go to the Bachelor Party of a Stranger. The whole trip was funded in 2 hours.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's in Texas, right?
He is in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
So the guys that have pretty much sent it the wrong email or the email to the wrong person are like, we probably ought to do a background check on this guy. So they ask him they ask William to send us a photo of you so we can just kind of verify who you are. We know who we're looking for or whatever. William sends a picture of himself in second grade doing karate.
I like this guy.
That picture becomes the official bachelor party T-shirt.
That's amazing.
Story went viral. All kinds of free stuff was offered to the group, including a free Maserati for the guy to drive around while he's in Vermont.
Oh my God!
Wow.
That's good shit.
Yeah, that's human spirit story.
Before
right there.
you delete, respond, sorry you got the wrong person, maybe look into it. Good stuff happens.
You never know where opportunities are going.
That's right.
The one time I think a GoFundMe was used properly.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then the other thing is, one night in a hotel room, 3 a.m., I was flipping through channels. You know there's a national air hockey table tournament? And it's on ESPN2 in the middle of the night?
Of course there is.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
I didn't watch it. Been watching the FIFA soccer. Into it.
I think I'd be good at that. I like air hockey.
Soccer?
No.
Air hockey.
I was very bad at soccer.
Okay. Yeah, air hockey to me, I'm sure there's strategy and precision to it, but I'm just like a fucking windshield wiper when I'm playing it, man. Just left, right. Just always on defense. Always on defense. Until it slows down.
Well, you always played with the four fingers.
Oh, you go 4 fingers over the goal?
Yeah, I don't hold the handle.
Hashtag Cheater Jim.
Yeah, no doubt. I would not want to play with you.
It's on the, whatever the hell this thing you're supposed to hold to block the puck.
The bumper.
I'm not, putting my hand in front of it. I mean, come on. No.
You're awful.
I can't understand why I can't get anything in the goal. Well, my hand's right here, blocking it.
Bet your fingers hurt after a while. You get beat up.
No, I was always taught that was a better way to handle.
So what is this? What is this? Method?
Well, you know how you normally take your entire palm and you hold the handle, the dome handle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, instead of that, you got to you can insert your 4 fingers and
into
direct
the little
it that way.
groove.
Yeah, it's like you get quicker response that way.
Rather than finger movement than a full palm movement.
Got it.
Yeah. It always seems to be more effective, but I haven't played since.
It's all in the flick of the fingers.
So I was senior in high school probly.
Okay. If anybody has any insight
on this,
4-finger
method,
on this, anybody how to properly hold the air hockey.
Does anybody else put all 4 fingers on?
Giggity.
Jimmy's married.
The 4-finger method.
Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts on the 4-finger method? It's every
Let us
playlist
know
tells
down
a
below.
story
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Oh, we finally will get emails.
Maybe.
Now, are you 4 fingers or are you whole palm?
Oh,
and
my word.
And if you've got images, send those as well.
Oh.
Not to me.
JPEGs.
Todd Dink at
4fingers.com.
Just 2 little fun TikTok things I found.
That was good.
A fan of the podcast heard us talking about Get the Lead Out coming up and wanted to send us or make us aware
Please
that
tell me it's another picture of Emily.
Stop it. No.
That Emily's mom was no, it was it's a festival. It's a 4-day festival, 3-day festival. I'm sorry, 5 stages, over 50 awesome bands up in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's called Tribute Island, and it's nothing but. It looks like it goes from like 6:30 to 11 o'clock every night, except Saturday it was 12:30 to 11 o'clock. Same Sunday. Nothing but tribute bands.
That's kind of cool.
50 tribute
that'd
bands.
Be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Hosted by Jim Florentine, who's from That Metal Show,
right.
for all you metalheads that know Eddie Trunk. He's a big part of that.
And as previously discussed, tribute band versus cover band. Tribute band looks to
emulate.
I apologize ahead of time. Sorry, Potter, for what he's about to say.
Yeah, let me go ahead and blanket Potter apologize for anything that happens here. I gotta start doing that every episode. So a cover band does versions of songs where a tribute band is they dress up like the band or the artist or whatever.
Correct.
Wow. I wonder how many. That's a 3-day festival?
Yeah. Yeah, 3 days.
Do you have the lineup?
I
mean, do you have like 4 versions of Kiss and like 3 versions of Led Zeppelin, or is it just one version allowed per
the Battle of the Zeps
artist?
Can I go off who they're tributing?
Please do.
We got Dio, Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers, emo and pop punk tribute, Monsters of Metal, so that could be Dio, and then you got Metallica, Creed, Joan Jett, Black Sabbath, Reggae and Tropical Islands.
Does it say which Black Sabbath?
What's that?
Does it say which Black Sabbath? Ozzy years, Dio years.
It just says Sabbatha.
Sabbatha.
That's the name of the tribute band. This one says Lenny Kravitz, Bob Seger, and more. This band, Carole King,
a lot of similarities
James Taylor,
in those two. Yes.
Magnine, Lenny Kravitz, Bob Seger, and more.
Okay.
So that sounds like
Americana-ish.
That sounds like a cover band.
It's a lot of costume changes, or it's not a true tribute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how you dress like Lenny Kravitz and immediately dress like Bob Seger. You got Rod Stewart, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, Allman Brothers, AC/DC, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Cinderella, Savatage.
Wow.
Yeah, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Fall Out Boy, Blink, 182, Green Day, Sublime, Rush, Cheap Trick, Foreigner, and the Cars. On this one, it's called Cheap Foreign Cars. The Who, Pearl Jam, The Police, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Black Crowes, Lynyrd Skynyrd, spelled wrong, Sammy Hagar, Southern Rock is what this one said. That sounds like a cover band to me.
So it sounds like there's some crossover, because if you got a Lynyrd
sure.
Skynyrd and a Southern Rock, or you get a Fall Out Boy and an emo pop, there's probably going to be some crossover.
There are some, like, the bands who rocked Woodstock. Yeah, there's a lot of genre kind of based, not specific.
That's kind of cool, though. A little bit of everything for everyone.
Fun little festival.
I like that.
There were 2 Rolling Stones ones, but that's the only repeat on ones I've seen on this year's lineup.
You don't have pricing on that, do you? Curious as to how much people pay for it.
$20 for the whole week,
no,
weekend.
It's not.
No, I don't know. But she said 5 stages, about 250, 300 people at each stage. And that was on Sunday.
Wow.
So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you want a good cheap fun, Tribute Island.
Go support cover bands.
Go support. Oh, my God.
Don't let them die.
Yeah,
Keep
support
them forever.
cover bands. We are a lover of cover bands. We are a podcast based on cover bands.
That's right.
I think that should make somebody happy.
In fact, we're recording from the 3 o'clock Charlie show.
Yeah. It should be a fun night.
Yeah.
Oh, August 26th, right?
August 26th, Buds, yeah. It will be fun. If you've not ever seen them, I mean, they're very entertaining.
I had so many more questions for him.
Yeah, we definitely, there's so many things I didn't even get to asking just because, I mean, you kind of turn him on and you can just let him go.
Yeah.
And he'll keep going.
You know, if we need a three-part like interview.
Yeah.
3-part Potter.
Potter and Joe Smith.
Oh, shut your face.
Get 3 o'clock Charlie and Mayor Frank lead singers together.
That's a 6-parter, man. There's no way 3 parts are enough for that.
All you have to do, it'd be like the Bobby Knight show. All you have to do is like ask a question, and they'll take over the rest of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They'll just talk to each other.
Yeah.
Just goes to the wire after
And
it
it'll be super entertaining. A really good lesson. I'll have to work on that. I'll give Joe a call.
Joe needs to get involved. It's just
it's time to get Joe
tell
involved.
him that you interviewed Matt Potter, and then he'll get jealous.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget that night that we were at Old Charlie's, and Joe was doing an acoustic set.
Okay.
And like he did Mama, I'm Coming Home, I think, by Ozzy Osbourne. And as soon as the song was over, Matt Potter's in the back room. He yells, "Play some Ozzy!"
Yeah. They're good at digging each other.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, we got our 90s child with us this week, Laura Malone.
Hello.
She's got some beautiful 90s music she wants to talk about and some great stories that go along with it.
Yeah.
What you got, Laura?
Well, yeah, so my first appearance on this podcast, Jimmy very playfully tagged me as the 90s child person, which
it's only because we're older.
That's fair, I guess, so whatever. But I said, hey, like we can start talking about 90s music, if you need a little something new on this thing. So
newer, that's
newish.
My book, for sure.
Newish. So my choice today is Tool. Do I say my song right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so the song I chose for today is 46 and 2, which I think is pretty identifiable by most people that listen to 90s rock music, so that's cool. But then we'll go through all the little particulars about it.
Yeah, I had to go back and
know.
Tool they're not like AC/DC where you could hear the title of the song in the song. I had to go, oh, yeah, I know that.
No. It's all very artistic.
Yeah. Great, yeah. Go, yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. So for those of you that don't know, Tool's an American rock band from L.A. They got formed in 1990, and they've pretty well held the same lineup all of these years. I think only the bassist was changed out. Justin Chancellor has been the bassist since 1995. But Tool has won 4 Grammy Awards, performed worldwide tours, and produced albums topping the charts in many, many countries. To date, they've only released 5 albums. 6 if you count their EP, Opiate, which released in 1992, which is a pretty interesting one. But they truly emerged on the rock scene with a new, to us in the 90s type of heavy metal song on their first studio album, Undertow, which was in 1993. And they became a dominant act in the alternative metal movement with the release of their follow-up album, Anima. It's actually got the pronunciation. I always say anima, but apparently it's anima.
I never did that.
I've messed that up. Yes, 1996. The group's effort to combine musical experimentation, visual arts, a message of personal evolution continued with the Lateralis album in 2001, and then 10,000 Days in 2006, which gained international commercial success. And then the final album that they've released, which was 13 years after 10,000 Days, was Fear Inoculum, released on August 30th, 2019, to just tremendous widespread acclaim. We could circle back to this later, but we'll get into the reaction of the Swifties when this album dropped. It was very interesting. But due to Tool's incorporation of visual arts and very long, complex releases, this band is generally described as a style-transcending act, part of progressive rock, psychedelic rock, and art rock. So we'll get to the album now, I think. So Anima, 1996. I think I was in high school at this time. Where were you guys at in 96? Huh?
I was getting married.
Getting married? Where are you, Jimmy?
I'm in Florida.
96?
Yeah, living in Florida.
How about you?
I don't know where I was. I was an adult somewhere.
An adult somewhere.
I think I was here.
Well, this album was really fun. It was Grammy nominated. It had some very interesting artwork, which was a big change from the previous two albums that we had seen. It was less raw than Undertone and Opiate. It became a lot more artistic in this album. And the album itself, which is a new fact to me, actually, is dedicated to the stand-up comedian Bill Hicks, who had died 2.5 years earlier from the album release. As a matter of fact, there are a couple of Bill Hicks clips in the songs, including, what was that last track? Hold on one sec. Oh, well, he makes a reference to his sketch about Arizona Bay, in which he contemplates the idea of L.A. falling into the Pacific Ocean or whatever. It's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. I do have a couple of those quotes. Do you want me to say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Well, here's my favorite one. Ready? I'm going to do my best Bill Hicks impersonation, which is probably not great. Don't come for me.
Impersonations.
Yeah, don't come for me. Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is purely energy condensed into a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. And then it breaks into the Tool song, which is amazing.
Nice.
Very nice.
Love it. Yeah, so that's pretty well the full rundown on that particular album, but really the idea of the song 46 and 2, it's under a lot of speculation. I listened to some interviews with Maynard and read a lot of articles that other people write where they just kind of insinuate what the meaning is, but I think the foundation for it is based on the idea of human evolution, that right now on a chromosomal level we're at 23 and 1. And so to evolve, to step into that next phase of human evolution, your chromosomes have changed.
Double down on chromosomes.
Correcto, yeah.
There you go.
That's it right there. So a lot of the lyrics, they really talk about that, like digging into your shadow and who you are, like your soul, your spirit, and everything, and kind of transcending that and evolving past all the things that tend to hold you down. It's a very cool song. I like it. Did you guys listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
You're a Tool fan.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. No,
okay.
I've not dug into it that deep, but just to me, audio wise, it just hits very hard.
Tool is immersive.
It's very.
Right?
I mean, just even those little dun dun dun. I mean, they're just so sharp.
Toward the end of the song.
Yeah, they're just so sharp and so clean that it's just, I don't know. It's
very
just,
tight.
Yeah, very tight. It's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Agreed. Lateralis, I thought, was one of the most beautiful albums I
lost
heard.
I lost them.
Really?
No, it just.
Well, my fun story of Tool is I actually saw them on the Lateralis tour. It was like maybe May or June. I can't remember exactly. 2002. I was like 19, so I don't remember what month it was. But I have to say, and I'm in the entertainment business, of all the shows that I have seen, attended, whatever, this was one of the coolest shows that I've ever seen in my life. Are you familiar with the artwork from the Lateralis album?
They came through Evansville on that tour.
Did they?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I wasn't in Evansville in those days.
It did not sell well here. This is not a Tool town.
No.
Wait, are you sure you're not thinking of the 10,000 Days one at Roberts, right? Would that have been the last one?
2002, right? When did that album come out?
10,000 Days was 2006.
Could have been.
He was wearing a cowboy hat?
You're right.
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
was the 10,000 Days
correct.
performance, which unfortunately the sound was unbearable.
Yeah,
I think that was a local mix-up maybe. But I saw them in Pensacola, Florida. I was living at Fort Walton Beach at the time.
Oh, I used to live in Pensacola.
Yeah, and just so happened to see that they were on sale, picked up tickets, went to it, and a couple of standout moments for me. One was when they performed the headlining track, Lateralis. If you are familiar with the insert to their CD, which they spare no expense in their artwork and the CD inserts and stuff. It doesn't have lyrics, it has artwork and cool stuff in it. Mm-hmm. Well, in Lateralis, they had all of these. It was transparent pages that were layovers of, like, the human anatomy. So it was, like, your nervous system, your muscle system, your bones, like that. All of that, right? And so right whenever the song is just hitting at peak, you know, these big, like, scroll-looking things, like, start falling from the rafters of the stage, and it was all of those layers of the human anatomy, like, popping out of it. It was super cool, right? I was like, wow! But definitely, hands down, the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how safe it was, because I've never seen it again, but there is a track on the Anima album where it's nothing but electricity. It's just going, neek, neek, like this. Mm-hmm. And so they started to sort of play that audio, you know, and people start getting hyped because they're like, oh, they're going to play the song that comes right after that, you know. And I swear to God, you guys, I'm not kidding, they had a live Tesla coil inside the arena. I'm not. It was hung in the center, like where the Jumbotron, you know, would be. Yeah. And then amidst all of this electricity track noise or whatever, like a lightning bolt struck the front of the stage, and then it just kept going back and forth. I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
You think that was an accident?
No, that was completely on purpose, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I can imagine the Evansville Fire Department, what their reaction
would be. A Tesla coil, very dangerous. How do we get
this can't be safe, no.
Everyone has to wear rubber in this area right here.
Yeah, you need to put rubber, rubberize this entire stage.
So, did you say that was 2002?
Yes.
2002. And was that at the Bay Center there or the Civic Center there?
It was whatever their arena.
Big arena? I think I was working there at that time.
Really?
Because I just looked up to see when I worked in Pensacola.
No kidding. Yeah, I swear that was one of the coolest shows I've ever seen in my life.
You didn't know where you were.
I never know where I am.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoy Maynard as a frontman because it's funny to say frontman because he's never standing in the front of the stage.
I was going to say,
he never stands in the front. He's always in the back next to Danny, by the drums, you know, and he's just back there being weird and getting down. Yeah. And I love it.
Is all the album art and the stage ideas, is that all coming from Maynard, or is that a collective?
Well,
the band?
The first 3 albums that they did, they incorporated some other artists to help with that album art, but Lateralis was the beginning of the Alex Gray artwork that started, and they've never turned back. Now Alex Gray is almost exclusively associated to Tool as far as, you know, how much they've used his artwork since then. Lateralis, 10,000 Days, and then the Fear Inoculum album. It's all very cool. And if you ever follow Alex Gray on, like, social or whatever, very cool guy. He makes really neat stuff all the time.
But beyond Tool, I mean, Tool's not keeping him very busy. You're talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, Maynard runs 3 projects, you know, kind of all the time. He's got Tool, he's got Pussifer, and then he has a Perfect Circle, which I don't think a Perfect Circle's toured in a little bit, but Pussifer's been out on festivals.
He's got a vineyard, too.
He has a vineyard, correct.
He's got his own. One of the tour managers and I were talking one day, and he showed up. He had been out there and got me a bottle of wine.
He even has like a restaurant bar type situation for all of his wines and whatnot. He's incredibly busy all the time. And honestly, I kind of find their writing style to be sort of interesting because a lot of groups, you know, like when they rehearse and write, they do that together. They participate together. Maynard himself, on a Joe Rogan episode, kind of talked about the way that he writes, and he's like, you know, I can sit down and I can write some poetry or lyrics and stuff, and then, like, if they send me a track and I'm trying to, like, shove it into that song, and it just doesn't seem organic, and he didn't like it. So basically he waits for them. The band is the core of the group, and they produce and make all the music, and they get it to about 95%, and then they send it over to Maynard and say, all right, see what you can do here. And then he works exclusively on lyrics to that music. And so I think that's what makes it so special, gives it that extra tingly to it, you know, like it's remarkable.
We talked about it. It reminds me of how they made Nothing Shocky by Jane's Addiction. It was all, Todd, you might have told me that. It was all based around the bass line.
Oh,
the entire album was like they had the bass line first, and they built the songs around that, and the lyrics came last. Kind of, you know what this song reminds me of? It's like a very sonic, Fairies Wear Boots by Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
You know, me being old, that's the first thing I thought of is just that driving bass line.
Right.
But very sonic. I mean, nothing like, the 1970 version they had.
Yeah.
Both great songs. Yeah. It's a good one.
I enjoy Tool very much. Oh, let's get to the drama of Tool, though, because this was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed reading about this, actually. So when Fear Inoculum hit the scene, which it had been 13 years since their last album, right? A lot of people would say, they probably dropped out of relevancy, right? Well, Tool fans, I think, are rabid, number one. They're loyal. They, if you ever go to a Tool concert, you will meet a number of Tool fans, and it's just a great big family.
Gotcha.
It's a collective. That's what they call themselves.
That's their fan base name?
The Tool Collective, yes.
Okay, it's not what I'm thinking you're getting into here, is it?
No.
Not based on that.
But the fun part about this was, after not releasing an album for 13 years, and they had said, like, we're going to drop an album, and then it was like years and years and years later,
Chinese democracy
finally happens, right? And at the time, Taylor Swift had just dropped her new album called Lover. Okay. And it had hit number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. Woo.
Automatically.
Very normal.
As you anticipate.
Yeah, very normal. Okay. And then Tool dropped their album and just dethroned Taylor Swift from her number 1 spot, which for a rock band is almost that is unheard of. I mean, that's a history in the making, I would say. And had so many young Swifties on the Twitters and the Instagrams going, who the fuck is Tool?
Wow.
How is this happening? And what's really cool is kind of the stats about it, because Taylor Swift had many versions of this album that she released whenever she dropped it. So there was like her normal record release album. There was like a merch pack album, deal. There was a concert ticket pack album.
She's a genius
deal.
with that kind of stuff.
Then there was a Walmart exclusive. Then there was a Target exclusive disc, Tool released 1 disc. No vinyl, no merch package, no concert tickets, none of this crap. It was a very extravagant disc box, I will add. I want to say it was, where was it? It was $40. But it had an LED screen. You opened it. Wow. It had the art and stuff inside. It was very, very cool with the CD and stuff in there. But at $40 a whack, they outsold Taylor Swift and hit that number 1 spot and maintained it for a bit. It was
and they
really
don't call
impressive.
themselves Toolies as opposed to Swifties.
No, absolutely not.
They should consider it Toolies.
No.
Hashtag Toolies.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Take it back.
Toolies. Toolies. We're going to get that started.
But Fear Inoculum itself sold 270,000 units in the U.S., which is pretty fantastic. The day that it debuted was number 1 in Australia, Norway, New Zealand, Belgium, and top 5 in the U.K., Germany, Netherlands, Ireland, Italy, and Finland.
Much more love in Europe for...
Well, they're international, I would put them up there with Radiohead, I think everybody knows at least one Radiohead song. If you say it's Creep, I'm going to punch you right now.
It's fucking Creep.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Damn it.
Which they got sued for, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. By
the Rolling Stones?
No.
Some creep?
No, it was...
Some creep.
Bad.
Keep talking, I'll find it.
Tom York actually wrote that song when he was getting over a breakup. And they said that he would like to warm up for rehearsal by playing this song. And Johnny, the guitar player, hated it so much that, he's the one that put that chunk, that he was trying to mess He was trying to mess the song up, but instead it became like a gimmick part of the song.
Well, in the new Guardians of the Galaxy, there's an acoustic version of it.
Have you ever heard the song?
And
I love that song.
Yeah, it's good. What is that song?
The Air That I Breathe by the Hollies.
Oh.
What, is it very similar?
Listen to the opening.
Okay, I'll
listen
write
to the
that
opening
down.
of this song. Listen to that's why they got sued. And
I'll look
all
into
I need is the air that I breathe and to love. They're interchangeable.
Listen, that was early in their career, and Radiohead got much better after that. Actually, me and Jimmy were having a conversation about how Radiohead versus Tool.
The parallel.
The parallel is that, like, their first album for Tool was Opiate. It was very rough, and it was an EP, it was kind of different, For Radiohead was Pablo Honey, which, of course, was part of the alternative
including
grunge
the song Creep
type area. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it had,
good.
that one hit,
So
but
good.
that was really the only thing, unless you're a real Radiohead fan, you didn't know anything beyond the song Creep. And then for Tool, they did Undertow.
Sorry, Potter. I need to apologize to somebody.
Again? Yeah. But then for Tool, then they released Undertow, which was a little fleshier, a little more interesting, heavy metal type stuff. And then for Radiohead, it was the Bends, which was kind of like the first toe into a little more artistic side for them.
My biggest regret for an opening act. Todd's always pushing opening acts. That's the one. My buddy convinced me out of not seeing. They opened for REM.
Really?
It's like, Radiohead. Who the hell's that? Let's just stay here and drink.
Oh my God, that makes me so sad for you.
I know. I was like,
was that at Deer Creek?
It was when I was in Florida.
Oh.
So it was
I think
95,
I went to
96.
That show. I took my sister, and we were late for Radiohead, and she cried.
Yeah.
She was very mad at me.
Oh, I would have cried too. Well, so then their
so it was
third
awkward
album.
The rest of the evening, I guess.
I didn't care.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so third album for Radiohead is OK Computer, which I think was just a door smasher. Just like this is what changed the game for Radiohead moving forward. Same thing for Anima for Tool. Like that was the game changing album. I just thought that was so cool. Those are two of my favorite bands, and they sort of evolved the same way, which I think is awesome.
And they stayed in that pattern ever since, right?
I saw Radiohead on the Amnesiac, Kid A tour. That's it. Kid A and Amnesiac tour in Houston. I saw him at the Woodlands.
Good?
So good.
Yeah.
I was on the lawn. I didn't even care. I was like so happy right now. They played all the good songs.
Yeah.
Man.
Including Creep.
Actually, no, I don't
No,
think
they didn't,
Creep.
yeah. I bet they're so sick
Shame on
of it.
them.
I would have asked for a refund.
Stupid.
I mean, that's encore.
Americans.
That's encore material.
Yeah.
That's for the...
With
I think
smoke machine, fog, dry ice, covering the stage. They go off and just
okay, I'd like to submit another song, Everything in Its Right Place by Radiohead with Dry Eyes.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's sparking.
Followed by Creep.
Yeah. That's. I think Creep is the truth serum. If you're a fan of that.
Truth.
Oh yeah,
Radiohead.
yeah. But
you say, "Oh, Creep."
It's always
like,
my go-to.
You ain't a
Radiohead's
fan.
one of those bands I just can't listen to.
Really?
It does something to me mentally.
Really?
It should.
It
like OK Computer.
It depresses me.
Depresses
I get depressed listening to it. Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, I could see
I could
what
see
you're
it.
saying.
album. That one was hard to get through only because of Tom York's personal story. He was married to this lady, in love with her, everything, and I guess she came down with cancer or so. She got cancer, and rather than letting her husband be by her side through her treatment and eventual demise, she divorced him, which is brutal, and then died. I think he was there with her, maybe in the final days, but that was her whole plan, was you can't see me like this, and it's just really sad. And then he did moon-shaped pools. Now that is depressing. Todd.
Not a good time. No. Not
Yeah.
a good time to
That.
write music, is it? Jeez.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Kind of like Pink Floyd, The Wall, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like Pink Floyd's great, but also a lot of sadness.
Yep.
Huh? That's great. Great report.
Well, thanks.
I'm
Nice
going to
details.
jump in here real quick.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
I'm going to do a little fun fact, Todd.
We haven't had that in a while.
Yeah. Oh, I've already written it down.
It's been a long time, Todd.
All right, so how do you say that title? Anima? Anima. All right. The title Anima comes from a combination of the words enema, which is removing waste from your intestine by means of a tube.
Feels so good afterwards.
And anima, a concept in, how am I saying? It's Charles Jung, right? Jungian psychology, which stands for a man's inner feminine personality. That's fun fact 1. Fun fact 2, Adam Jones in the band Tool has worked on the makeup in Men in Black, Jurassic Park, and Terminator 2.
Oh, really?
Special effects guy.
We got a lot of time between albums, that's for sure.
Yeah, got a lot of time to kill. And then Adam Jones also played in a band called Electric Sheep with Tom Morello, Rage Against the Machine.
Early on, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like this picture of them looks very.
Oh, yeah.
Kids.
Tom still got hair.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
My favorite. Maynard's got a sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite was, I don't know if it was April Fool's Day. It might have been. But being a Van Halen fan, it just cracked me up because he announced that he was leaving Tool and that they had hired Sammy Hagar to replace him. Could you imagine Tool with Sammy Hagar fronting the band? That would have been fantastic.
And all I can think about is Jack's story of Sammy in that red jumpsuit, sweating through it, and wearing the little tight whities underneath.
Oh, yeah. It says, because that's you have to be able to show as much of your buttocks as you can to be a singer in Van Halen.
That's right.
That's right.
Requirement.
Yeah.
He in 2019 when they dropped that album and dethroned Taylor Swift, Maynard posted a picture of Taylor Swift, but she was dissolving like they do in Endgame because that was right around the time that Endgame came out or whatever, and it was like #humor first.
Oh, nice. Taylor never took him up on it though. Well, because rivalry could have started.
Not happy, I'm sure.
Yeah, she could have played. She took the high ground. That'd been awesome if they've been like rival bands.
Well, their fans certainly were going at it. The
you
social
and me
was alive
in the parking lot, 3 o'clock today. We're fighting.
Oh, Tool fans would kill them, right?
Toolies versus Swifties.
Oh, Lord.
That'd be a fight worth seeing.
Modern day West Side Story.
Ukraine and Russia wouldn't have anything on that.
No.
Okay, great report.
Well, thanks, guys.
Very
Thanks,
good.
Laura, for that 90s edition that we need in this podcast.
Hey, I'll come back with way more. I could go on and on and on about the 90s music
That's
that I
a great
love,
thing about this format. You could definitely go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, can you at least close it out?
Absolutely.
Does
anybody else have anything they want to jump in and... No? Everybody's good? All right, right on.
I feel pretty
Well,
good.
don't forget about the socials. I think I've forgotten that a couple times. We got the Facebook. We got the Twitter, which is now X.
Yes.
I don't know how to properly pronounce that yet, but I'm going to go.
Hashtag every playlist has a story.
Tells the story.
Every playlist tells a story. Pod on X. I think Facebook and Instagram are just every playlist tells a story.
And we have YouTube now.
Oh,
it's activated again.
Jimmy's got the YouTube stuff happening.
Yeah, I'm the YouTube coordinator.
Uploading
if you want to see faces.
Are we going to have to start videoing or?
I don't know. We need to get around to figuring out how we're going to do that.
Right
now, you're just doing the audio, and then on the Potter episode, we did Zoom, so we had video. So I think you put that up there.
Yeah, we'll do picture collage.
Yeah, we'll do something.
I'll find some pictures.
Jimmy will come up with something interesting.
I do the drunk history approach when it comes to, like when I did the Jack Perry interview.
Right.
Like I'll listen to it. Okay, a picture of what he just said. A picture of just what he just said.
Right.
But if we could reenact based on how Laura, that would be fantastic. We'd have to get camera equipment though.
Yeah. God, if we do reenactments of stuff.
Yeah.
God, get a local local actors thing involved, and they can reenact.
To just like say things the way that we say it, but ridiculously. Yeah.
A tool stage would be very expensive. Imagine a Tesla coil, how much that would go for. Oh my God. How much that'd take out of the budget?
Just bend a coat hanger up.
What kind of technician do you have to take on tour for that? You know?
Oh yeah.